Some fantastic gravel bikes are available in 2024, and we're testing as many of them as possible. Here are 5 that we think should be top of your list, starting with the brand new Cervélo Áspero. Amazingly, the new Áspero is actually cheaper than the old model. This is one of the most expensive in the range, costing £5,200 or $5,500, and prices start at $2,500 for a GRX RX 400 build. But why do you think they're coming down in price? Let me know in the comments, but regardless, it is good to see. Now, along with the price reduction, the new Áspero brings a stiffness reduction in the frame, aiming to make you more comfortable, therefore sapping less energy and hopefully making you faster. The eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed the subtle visual changes from the old bike, notably the drop seat stays and the hidden cabling at the front. Cervélo has also got rid of the long-standing press-fit BB Right bottom bracket in favour of a threaded BB Right T47A unit. It's the same as used on Cervélo's Soloist, and it's not the only tech that's borrowed from the brand's all-rounder road bike. The new Áspero shares the ST36 headset system, where the brake hoses are semi-integrated into the frame using a D-shaped fork steerer. The reserve 40/44 wheels are built with Zipp's ZR1 hub set. The 66-point engagement means a rapid pickup of just 5 degrees and a weight of under 1,450 grams for the pair, which contributes to the bike's svelte 8.53 kilo overall weight in a size 56. You can fit 45mm tyres now. This is up on the old bike's 40mm clearance, but would this be enough for you? Let us know in the comments below. I recently got back from the lovely Girona, where I got to ride Colnago's brand new gravel bike, the G4-X. I know, it is a very tough life. I also got to chat with loads of pro gravel riders about their setup, so after this video, go and check that out because there's loads of cool tech there. Back to the G4-X, because this has been a long time coming. The outgoing G3-X was released in 2019, and the gravel bike world has moved on a hell of a lot in that time. The old model had space for 40mm tyres, which is alright for racing, but it is slightly limiting for more general gravel riding. Colnago has boosted this to 45mm tyres, while the bike adopts the CC01 integrated cockpit from the C68 road bike. That kind of just shows Colnago's push for aero optimization. Offering space for 45mm tyres will likely appeal to more recreational riders, though Colnago isn't going as far as some brands. Santa Cruz's Stigmata, for example, has space for 50mm rubber. Other than the increased tyre clearance and some smaller changes like the revised top tube bag mounts, the G4-X is rather similar to the old G3-X. Having ridden it for just a few short spins, I'd say it's a dedicated gravel race bike that is best ridden fast. However, Colnago's drive to make this a super stiff machine might have compromised it for anything other than gravel racing. Girona treated me to biblical rain, which wasn't what I had in mind, but at least the British winter has prepared me well. Descending felt as good as wet Spanish lanes would ever allow. The low front end and relatively long reach mean sweeping corners can be really taken at a good pace, but gnarlier descents are less suited to the G4-X's capabilities. At $9,750 or €8,870, it isn't what I'd call affordable, but it does compare well to specialised similarly equipped S-Works Crux at $12,250 or €11,500. Along with 3 SRAM builds, the G4-X is available with Shimano's GRX RX 820 in 1x and 2x forms for £4,500, $4,750 or €4,330. Surprisingly, for an Italian brand, Campagnolo's 13-speed Ecart gravel group set, well, it's not available at all. The GT Grade Carbon X is all about taking you anywhere you want, and there are two key design elements to help with that. The first is the suspension fork from RockShox. Their Rudy Explore fork is one of the best gravel suspension options around, and it gives 40mm of travel, which, when combined with the 50mm tyre clearance, allows you to tackle some seriously gnarly terrain. GT has also been pretty clever with its triple triangle frame design. Stiffer carbon is used only where it's needed around the headset, bottom bracket and chainstays before comfort is built into the seat stays through more flexible carbon. It's all to make you feel in control over rough gravel trails, and that's exactly what this bike does well. You even get a Trans X dropper post for extra tasty terrain. Now, an adventurous bike like this wouldn't be complete without additional mounting options. So alongside mounts for mudguards, you get bento box mounts on the top tube for quick access to snacks. Our test bike costs £3,000, but we think this performs like a much more expensive machine, making it a serious one to consider if you're after a go-anywhere gravel bike. A bike rarely gets a perfect 5-star review from our testers, but Jack Luke thought Canyon's latest Grail CFR was perfect. But if you don't have the best part of £7 to spend, then Canyon has you covered with complete bikes starting from a much more respectable £2,600. This is a bike that Canyon completely redesigned following on from a double-decker bar that kind of stole the show on the last bike. This was a real love it or hate it design, so I'm quite happy to see Canyon using a more conventional bar on this latest bike. But that isn't to say that the new bar is boring. Oh no. For a start, it's more aero according to Canyon, better suiting the race bike that the Grail has become. If you want an adventurous machine, they have the Grizzle for you, so go and look at that. The new bar also has a cool hidden feature. You can put purpose-built aero bars on it. How cool is that? Now, I know that a lot of gravel races have banned them, but aero bars are brilliant for super long distance rides as they help you to be more efficient, but they also just give you another riding position, which is great for comfort. The attachment point for this is called the gear groove, and when you're not rocking aero bars, you can put a cycling computer or a light mount in there, which is rather nifty. But this bike is more than just its front end. Jack says it rides incredibly well, suiting fast, smooth gravel given the slightly limited clearance for 42mm tyres. He also loved the down tube storage, which is well designed, easy to access, quiet and practical. There's just one problem with this bike, says Jack. The gear groove and the down tube storage are not available on the cheaper CF SL models. You'd have to get the Grail CF SLX8 Di2 or above if you want the bells and whistles. If you weep at the prices of the Canyon, then Marin has a brilliant value option in the form of the Headlands 2. For £2,795, it offers progressive geometry that will appeal to mountain bikers looking to dip their toe into the land of drop bar bikes. In fact, this is one that we think would be perfect for bike packers. All-day comfort can be found in its upright geometry, short stem and wide handlebar. The Headlands is also teeming with eyelets, making it easy to load up with life's essentials. And the kitchen sink. While I'd say that this is a good-looking bike, there are elements of function over form. Take the seat clamp area for example. Marin could have left this as a slim design, but they've added a bit of bulk to accommodate mounting points for a pannier rack. Given the bike packing intentions of the Headland, it is a sensible inclusion. Oscar reviewed this for us, and test it he did, taking the Headlands 2 on the 750km Pictish Trail, a ride that took him, well, days. That's quite a bit of time to get acquainted with a bike, and Oscar was impressed with its calm demeanour while still being fun to ride. Crucially, after 8 continuous days of bike packing, he didn't feel beaten up. So if you're looking for a good value bike packing rig, this is a great option. So there are 5 of 2024's hottest gravel bikes, but which is your favourite? Let us know down in the comments below. Now, if you want to see more of Colnago's G4-X, check out my first ride review, it's just up there. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.